Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining Create with Dee. I'm Dee Slater, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to my channel. If you're watching this live, welcome, welcome. If you're watching the replay, of course, you're welcome too. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, we are going to make a fabulous card. It's a bridge card. It's another fun fold card that looks like it could be complicated, but I'm going to break it down to you and let you see how easy it is to make. I want to let you know that I think there's something wonky going on with my my delays, and so hopefully that this translates okay on this live video here. I'm seeing a little delay from when I say and when my hand motion is on the two different screens here. So if my voice is a little bit ahead of what I'm doing, that's what's going on. I think it's way past time that I get a new laptop. It's been forever, and I think it's starting to show its age. Well, as always, when you come on, I would love for you to say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. I live in Northeast Indiana, and if you want to, please say hi and where you're from. All right, so again, today we are going to be making a bridge fold card. What's great about this is that it does lay flat for you to be able to mail just like a normal one or any other card. But when your recipient gets it, it's got a little bridge to it, and it stands up on its own. So it's great. I love these little bridge cards. You can put so much decorative real estate on it, and then you can use the backside to put your personal message. So I'll turn the camera around and let's get started learning how to make this bridge card. Alrighty. So the bundle, the stamp set and die that I'm featuring here today is Sophisticated Sled. It's what's known as an online exclusive, meaning that it's not in any of the catalogs, but you can find it under the category Online Exclusives. And I think that's pretty much it. So I've got a lot of it already done for us so that, again, I think it'll just be a really fast tutorial for us here today. So the base of these bridge cards, it's so simple. It's just taking basically 1/4 of a sheet of cardstock. So this is cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And along the long side, or the 5 1/2 inch side, I've pre-scored it at 2 3/4. Okay, so we just want to score it at 2 3/4. And then we need what's going to be the bridge part of it. This is a piece, oh, and I'm using cherry cobbler cardstock. This is 1 inch wide by 6 1/2 inches long, and you score it at 1/2 inch from either direction. Okay, so these are the basic components of the bridge card right here. What I like to do is I like to put the bridge component on first. And so you can really put this bridge anywhere that you want. Like if I wanted to do something, I could put it up here in the middle or on the top. But for today, I'm just going to go ahead and put it traditionally here on the bottom. So as you can see, I've folded in the 2 1/2 inch score marks to make our tabs. And with a bone folder, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and break down the fiber of that just a little bit. And now let's put some liquid glue, or you can put your adhesive of choice on the outer edges. I like using liquid glue because sometimes I need that little bit of a wiggle room. And so you always have a little bit of play with liquid glue before it dries. Okay, so I've got that. And what I want to do, this is the bottom. I'm going to put that tab on the inside bottom. Let me just kind of show you that up close on both ends of our bottom of our 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and lay that flat, line it up on the bottom, and press. I don't know. I hope everything's going okay. I'm seeing a bunch of delays here, so I'm just going to keep going. Goodness, I don't know if it's streaming or not. I do apologize. I'm going to just wait just a second. I'm just seeing something on there. Okay, I think I'm back. So good morning, Terry. So that's the basis of our bridge card right here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put on panels. So ahead of time, what I did is I used the birch embossing folder, and these two panels are 2.5 by 4, and I ran it through that birch embossing folder. I wanted that wood grain look on it, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in. I think I'm still streaming on my phone, so I'm going to keep going on that. And I'm just going to go ahead. I won't probably be able to come back on my other screen here. Okay, so we'll put that here. And then do the other side. Technology is awesome when it works. Okay, so what you can see here is I'm putting liquid glue, and I'm kind of sneaking it underneath that bridge and then matting it underneath. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put that down. Then if you want to, you can decorate the front panel here. And of course we want to decorate. So I have a piece of that pumpkin or pecan pie cardstock. This is 3/4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to mat that right on top of the of our bottom of our bridge. So I'm kind of peeking over my phone. I can't see comments right now, but please do leave a comment if you like anything or if you have any questions. I'll go back and look through the video afterwards. Okay, so now we've designed the front, or we've got the back panels on here. Next, what I'm going to do, I'll bring the sample back in, is ahead of time with the sophisticated sled, the dies. There's these really pretty greenery, kind of like a semi-arch pieces. And what I've done is I've cut 4 images, 2 out of Mossy Meadow, that's the dark green in the background, and 2 from Old Olive. So let's go ahead and we'll get our greenery put on. So we'll get that. Get all of my pieces. I'm going to put those off to the side here. All right. So I'm just going to kind of hold this up in the air and put a little liquid glue on it. Just kind of hitting some of the things. I normally would get my silicone mat and a dedicated sponge that I use for liquid glue and kind of do a pounce, pounce, pounce on it. But I'm just going to kind of put it up here in the air and put that down. And we'll do the other side. Again, the darker green is in Mossy Meadow on here. And we'll put that down on the other side. And now this is Old Olive. It's this, all of these again are the same die cut from the bundle. And put another little dot, dot, dot. I think I'm all doing good. And I'm just going to offset it just a tad, just to kind of give it that look and feel of a little dimension. So just slightly offset it. Do that for both sides. Really would recommend, putting liquid glue on a different way, but this is just kind of for the video here. And again, I'm just going to kind of drop it down just a tad. So I think that's a nice look, right? It really kind of gives it a 3D look by offset or having 2 different tones on it. All right, let's go ahead and let's put together the skates. So the dies on this set look like this. And so one die will cut out 2 skates. This die right here will cut out the skate blades. And this little doohickey right here is the laces for the skates. So ahead of time, with some silver foil paper. I've gone ahead and die cut out the blades. And again, I'm going to use a little liquid glue. And we'll go ahead and put these together. That just kind of goes on the bottom. You know, I've never really ice skated that much. No, I've ice skated before on it. You know, I've been to ice skating rinks, but my favorite memory of ice skating is a dear friend of mine who was, she was also I'll call it my neighbor. We lived in a small farming community. And so she was my neighbor, which meant that she lived within 5 miles of me. And Anne's farm, they had a low-lying part of their pasture that when it snowed a lot or rained, it always kind of made a little pond in the wintertime. And Annie would have I'd use her brother's skates because my feet are big. And we would go and skate on Anne's, like, kind of, what I want to say, like impromptu skating rink on it. But it was a lot of fun. She was really good with it. And I hit the snowbanks quite a bit. All right. So what's kind of neat with this is this die right here has an opening. And that allows, as you can see, I put a little liquid glue on it. And whoops, and what I wanted to do is I want to put the liquid glue on the front. I was reminiscing, and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. Put a little liquid glue on this band right here. And I'm going to sneak this, the lace of our ice skates inside. Okay, so it looks like this, and then you just kind of push it in, and it lines up to the edges over here, like the little scallopy things. Look how cute that is. Oh my gosh, adorable. So again, you can put glue on it before or after, but again, this has a little slit, and that really just tucks right in there. You don't really even need adhesive. So in fact, I don't think I'm even going to put it on that one. So cute. Okay, so now we have our pair of ice skates. And I thought I would show you this. Here's the stamp. And of course, our ice skates, you have the shoelaces for the ice skates, and you have one for either side. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 strings, right? So on my sample, I only have 2. So I decided that on our sample that we're going to make here, I tied a bow and then made it so I had 4 tails. And to make the other set of tails, all I did was just take a piece of the black baker's twine and just tied another knot in the center of the bow. But this way, I've got a pair of ice skating shoestrings for each one of them. All right, so we probably will need to trim this down a little bit, but let me go and grab my mini glue dots. And go ahead and grab a glue dot. I'm going to put it right here in the center of our greenery. And now I'm going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals and put them on the back of our ice skates. And this is where you can put it so that if you didn't put glue on it like I did on the second one that we made together, that you can go ahead and just cover that up and kind of reinforce the laces for our ice skates. Okay, get this back in here. All right, so let's see here. I want the ice skates to pretty much end about right in this area here. So I'm going to go ahead and trim off my tails of the bow, which in effect are the laces, the lace up for our shoes, our ice skate strings. I'll look at the comments later on, but let me know if you have ever ice skated, or, you know, if that's a sport that you like to do in the winter time or any time of the year. I know they have ice skate rinks all over. All right, so now I'm going to put something that looks like that. I might move these here in just a little bit. And then overlap it just a tad. I think that looks pretty good. So, you know, you can play around with the position of where you want your ice skates, but there's how that looks for the ice skates. And now let's go ahead and we're going to make our little banner here. And I'm using my ever popular stitched shapes that I like. And it's one of the, it's not the smallest banner, but it's the next to smallest one. And I'm going to take our cherry cobbler ink, and the stamp set, or the stamp sentiment from the bundle is hope your days are filled with fun and laughter. And I really hope that they are. So let's put that on here. So I've got this, and it just kind of lines up perfectly with this banner I found. Okay. And we'll grab some more dimensionals and put it on the back side of our banner, our sentiment. We put that on. Put that kind of right in here. And then to do some decorating on the wreaths, there are the cherry cobbler and clear pearl berries. I just love these. These have gone in and out of stock, and they're back in stock right now. At least when I last looked yesterday, they are. And I'm going to go ahead and put some berries here. And I'm also going to put some on the top section of our bow that's holding up our skates. And then with these clear ones, what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and just decorate the bottom here. You could do some more stamping, add some more elements, but I'm just going to go ahead and use the clear berries and just the single ones. And you can see I started in the center, went left and right, and then I'm just going to put this in the center of that one. I've decided that, you know, I try not to, what do I want to say? I want to use my embellishments because there'll always be some new ones that we'll want to do. But there's our card. That's the card front. And if you want to keep watching, I'll show you how I did the back on here. And so what I did is I took the skate images from the stamp set, and we're going to do a little coloring. And so I've got the Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. So this is what I'm going to put on the back side so that I can put a little personal note on it. I need one of my little foam pads underneath of it to give it a little support here. There we go. That was much better. Side one and side two we need sometimes, right, everybody? So I'm using dark gray granite to color in the skates. So this is something that you could use for your card front as well, if you wanted to do the stamping instead of the die cutting. All right, and then since I have the pecan paper here, I don't have the pecan blends. Sometimes I'm not quite sure what, they don't carry all of the different colors and all of the blends, but what I used is the light copper clay. And I'm going to use that to color in the skates. So even though there's white skates on the front, I'll kind of just play with the color palette a little bit. So Anne had the white skates. Her brothers had brown skates. And so again, as I was putting this card together, I'm like, well, Anne's are on the front, and the ones I used are on the back. And we'll get that colored in. Alrighty. And then if you wanted to, I just kind of did a little blue highlighting around the skates. I think it just, like, the blue always just kind of helps pop it a little bit. Can you see how this nib is on the end? Sometimes, well, I'll just say it, like I share my blends sometimes on classes here locally, and sometimes they do get extended out a little bit, and you can push them back in. But I'm going to go ahead and take the smaller edge, and all I'm going to do is just outline the skates. Again, I think all it does off the page kind of highlights it. As you can see, you don't have to be like super precise or even neat if you want to say that. Let me show you how that looks then. So it's that. And then the stamp set also comes with these cute little trios of snowflakes. So I'm using Balmy Blue and just kind of giving that winter look here around the skates. And now I can put that on the back side. So now I have a place, I can use the whole card front for decoration. And then here's the back side of it. And now I have a place that I can write a little personal note on that. And then our card, of course, will mail into our traditional A2 envelopes on it. And all I did is I just kind of repeated that coloring technique that we did here on the back on the front of the card. So now we're all set. Well, I can't really turn the camera around. And like I said, I'll go back and read everybody's comments and everything. But I so appreciate you tuning in and learning how to make a bridge fold card, or maybe you just needed a quick reminder. Perhaps you even wanted to see what the sophisticated sled, like one of the options that you can use with that bundle, and maybe an idea that you can use with your bundle that you have. And if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to reach 20,000. And I appreciate everybody that did subscribe within the last month. It's made a big difference, so thank you. If there's anything in this video that you liked or that you found useful, I would appreciate a thumbs up, a like. And again, please leave a comment. I love hearing from you. Have a great day, everybody, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.